what it is. You tuned in to Juanita Mecca Audio. I'm coming in. I got some breaking news for all of you. So let's see what it do. Look, I actually want to talk, give my perspective, and the woman's side on what it is like and being locked down inside of a prison. My father, Unique Mecca Audio, please make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell on his channel, Unique Mecca Audio and Juanita Mecca Audio. But I want to talk to you about, P Diddy and Luigi, they locked down. Why in a race riot in Brooklyn. So let's jump right up in this thing. Make it do what it do. You already know. Ayo, boop, 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 boop. All right, y'all, let's take this ride. Let's see what we talking about over here. Let's hear my father's perspective. Unique Mecca Audio, like, subscribe, and we gonna hear a little bit of what I gotta say. Take this ride. You already know.
All right, you know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. We're in the house. The jail is on lockdown. P Diddy is locked in his cell for 23 hours a day. So Sean Diddy Combs and Luigi Mangione, they both locked down, not together, but they locked down in the same jail, in the same department, because they put all the high-profile inmates together, right? They can't get any visits. They friends and family, they can't call in. This is a month after the race riot, because what they got to do after that is they got to do what they call modified, movements, meaning they break it down where they might let one tier out at a time, because it's 4 tiers in a unit if it's a upstairs and downstairs, or it's 2 tiers, one on the left, one on the right. Normally they got one above that, but MDC, to my knowledge from when I was there, it didn't have an upstairs, it was just a downstairs. So they might let the left side out, or the first 10 cells out, or the first 5 cells. That's called modified, movement, right? So they can't get no visits, they can't make no phone calls, they can't do none of that, but they get to make a phone call, whenever they come out for a shower and rec, and all that is within an hour. They might do it 3 times a week. So in the latest episode of the dailymail.com, the podcast, the trial on Diddy, federal prisoners assault.
Let me say this. Now, as a female, just imagine. And yes, but we ain't have tears and things like that. And in the anime hands, there wasn't tears or anything like that. But they do have, units, and in one unit there's a wing. So it was stove. Everybody was in the mags, or we had people down on grounds, whatever the case may be. When they go on lockdown, you coming out for that hour. Let me tell you something. You know how long it is for that line, because you got at least 9 people in that wing with you. You know what I mean? That's crazy. You know how bad you want to clean. Then on top of that, you got to clean it in your shower shoes before you get in and before you get out that thing. The majority of the time, you're making something that you're cleaning the shower with. Don't get me wrong. It's good for where we at, but like, come on, God, that's a lot, right? And then people that got children, or just loved ones in general, you waiting to get on the phone. You already know how that phone situation is. You phone checking like a mug because you're trying to get that whenever you can. Like, time is limited, and I'm getting more than this little 15. I don't know what you heard. You know what I'm saying? So, it takes a lot from people in general to have to be able to just move in just an hour time frame when everything else outside is moving. Everything with you is just slow. I'm telling you, time just different.
Consulted with San Mangro, said that the Metropolitan Detention Center was placed on lockdown since last week after more than 40 inmates were involved in a melee, right? While high-profile inmates like Combs, Mangione, and Sam Backman Fried were not housed in the area where the incident happened in, they still had to lock them down because they are part of the jail, and word could spread and things could move on to any other area of the jail. So they say they weren't housed in the same area, but they was in the Brooklyn facility, and they put it on modified operations. And like I said, modified operations is where you come out a little bit at a time. You know what I mean? Now, he's locked down at 23 hours out of 24 hours. Mango told the Daily Mail of Combs, I'm sure they allowed him out of his cell at least 3 times a week for a shower and to make a phone call, but that's about it. So he's being fed in the cell. It's 6 by 9 cell with a little slot in the window. So you got the cell and then you got a little slot in the window, and that's where they put the food in. And if you got to come out, you got to back up, put the back of your hands together and put it out, and they do that so you can't move it once you got the handcuffs on.
Facts. Of what I know though too, in the female prisons, of what I heard or whatever, they do have the cells where they slide you your food guide, and your food is nothing. You already hungry because you getting this like on a timely frame that they even sending it down to you. So you already starved. You trying to save anything you can, but in reality, there's nothing you can really save because you're hungry. You got to eat that at that time. And if you by yourself in that cell, that's even worse. You ain't got nobody you can even break no bread with. God, that's horrible, right? But now I do know of what I heard. It could be two of a cell though too. So hopefully, you get somebody nice you could break bread with. Hopefully, preferably somebody pregnant because they're gonna get doubles. So they might just share with you too though. I ain't saying it's right to be taking something extra from a pregnant person, but we all hungry, like, look where you at. So, let's put
um, if he wants to exercise in his cell, right? Did he want to exercise in his cell? He got to read a book, exercise his mind, or there's no TVs in the cells, but they do have TVs on the tier, and it's up to the police. Right now, about a month after that happened, they'll leave the TV on so he could sit in his cell, him and his cellie, and they could both stand up on the door with their earbuds on, and they could watch whatever's on the TV. Ask the TV, the police to change the channel, but 9 times out of 10, somebody got a remote control in the prison, and they changing it from in their cell because that's how they move. So now, the lawyer said, I know my client as well as other clients. I work closely with other consultants that is actually Manjoli consultant, right? So now they're claiming for legal visits, right? Look, they're clamoring, they're trying to get legal visits. They can't even get legal visits because it's on lockdown. So that means the case is on hold, so they could try and use that to push Diddy's case back, right? So he said he worked with closely with other consultants, and it's crazy. They're clamoring to get legal visits. It's the only time that they could get out of their cells to see people and to interact with people in a more open environment. So in other words, your lawyers could always come, supposed to always be able to come. So to get a peace of mind and just to get out the cell, you'll tell your lawyer, come see me tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. It's like you being furloughed and you going out there to go have a visit with your lawyer, right? So now the riot. Officials with the Federal Bureau of Prisons confirmed to dailymail.com that multiple inmates were observed fighting at the Brooklyn facility on February 22nd, right? So we ain't even a month into it yet, and they're already moving. Combs has been in Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center since his arrest in September. And they didn't even take his $50 million bail. You told them they wiped their ass with $50 million. They New York laughed at him. Said, you gave Cassie 30 or better and you only offering 50 for your own freedom? What do we look like, suckers? This is what they saying, right? So now,
Yo, facts. Let me let me explain something. And I'm always pop. I'm with you on that one, cause all that money you gave Cassie, and believe me, I believe she deserves more. You think these motherfuckers right here, these suits and ties, you think they really gonna care about your little 50? Come on, guy. They costing more just taking you back and forth to court, doing this little dumbass talking with you. Excuse my French. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you should have came a little harder there, buddy, because I know you a little shell shock sitting in that damn cell. But imagine P Diddy, Sean Combs. Imagine him at the window, God, with the earbuds watching TV when he was on TV. Do. You know what I mean? Doing the whole the bop bop, shibla wop 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 wop. You know what I mean? That's crazy. I know he's like he hurt right now. Real talk, he hurt. I'm surprised like he's even holding out this long. That just goes to show, he still got some New York in him. He still got some New York in him. But like, God, come on, God. He could have offered a little bit more, and I'm pretty sure maybe, just maybe, it would have been more of a possibility for him to actually get out on some bail. Son, he's been in it for a little minute now, right? Proven to, innocent.
Now, um, Combs has been there since September, responding employees isolated and contained the incident, and at no time was the public in danger. The BOP spokesman Donald Murphy told the DailyMail.com. Said no time was the public in danger. They couldn't get out. All they could do was harm themselves. So the public wasn't in danger. It was just them that was in danger. So now it says the prison, MDC, which housed more than 1,600 inmates, is notorious for its deplorable conditions. Remember, that's where the heat went off and all that, and it was real crazy over there, during the winter, and they sued and got a bag. In 2019, the prison made headlines after inmates suffered days without heat or power in severe weather conditions. Mm-hmm. Diddy has been locked up in MDC since he was arrested last year on sex trafficking and racketeering charges. He's been denied bail multiple times. Combs has vehemently denied all of the allegations since they first came to light. Pleaded not guilty after charges were initially read. Speaking of the latest episode of the trial of Diddy, right? Mango said Combs and Mangione are housed in a general population area. That general population area is a dorm, a unit that they put all the high-profile inmates so that people can't get to them to extort them, and they even put the rats over there because they know they safe, and you already know how I feel about rat bastards. And I say rat bastards because those are the ones that's sitting there saying they're not telling, and they don't know why they in this unit, but you know they ain't telling it all, and that's why you in there. You know what I mean? Now, speaking on...
I'm a second that motion. You already know how I feel about them rat bastards. Stop playing with me because we don't do that over here. Boop, boop, boop. Rat bastards. Unless you want to see me. Hey, that's right.
On the latest episode of the trial of Diddy, right? They're not on the floor that would, you know, that was susceptible to the riot. These dudes is not gonna riot. You know what I mean? He said they're not on not on that floor, right? They first came to light, and Diddy pleaded guilty, so now he's locked up, and he's caught up with all of this, right? Mangione said they're on the floor with other high-profile individuals that the last thing they want to do is get involved in a riot. That's the point that I'm making. These are the ones that's scared to do anything, so they ain't trying to get into nothing. They glad where they at, and they trying to get in where they fit in. So they're on a truly segregated floor from everyone else. Now, they are, they're punished the same as everyone else because they're in the jail. So if they're in the jail and they lock down one part of the jail, they lock it all down. Even the rat part or even a high profile part, they all
everybody
get
locked down. That's a fact.
The BOP statement, right? Now, the BOP statement, officials with the Federal Bureau of Prison said there were injuries during the February 22nd incident. Multiple incarcerated individuals were medically assessed and treated for minor injuries in the facility. So I guess there was no knives around, Murphy said. 2 incarcerated individuals sustained injuries requiring outside medical treatment. That's the knife play. Hey, now Diddy sitting here going through all this, got to go through his trial, so we're going to show some different pictures of Diddy so you understand. Diddy going through it right now, right?
What I
So
say,
now,
guy,
um, what is it?
the man is stressed out. Look, I'm gonna give it to my father because he knows how to tell stories like, compassionately. I'm a little more of a character. You know what I mean? Real talk, look at him, God. Don't that look like a sad cover from one of his albums? Lord, if he didn't do this, it's horrible he going through this. Maybe it's karma for a whole bunch of other stuff that may have been done. Who knows? I mean, allegedly, I don't know. But come on, he looks so. This is sad. This is sad. This is sad, sad world. But we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. But yeah, let's continue.
Murphy refused to comment on the injuries sustained by the inmates involved in the fight. He added no jail employees were injured. See, that's all they care about. No jail employees were injured. So Diddy caught up in all this melee right now. Um, Mango said his sources in the federal jail said more than 40 prisoners were involved in the melee, adding race riots and becoming more common, right? So race riots is becoming more common. You already know that's going to happen. That's what happened in prison. The facility can't afford to have a high profile, certainly inmate, uh, but in this case, a high profile inmate gets injured from another inmate, that's going to be a problem. So that's what they worried about, right? And because the MDC, I'm saying MCC because I was in MCC too when I first got locked up in '93. And because the MDC is a dangerous place, obviously, look what happened on Friday. Not only from the PR point of view, they're terribly understaffed. There are a lot of racial tension, a lot of gang tension, a lot of significant number of illegal immigrants are held there. So that means it's overcrowded. They understaffed. You already see up north where those 7 officers just got indicted for killing that inmate. They on strike up there. The National Guard is there. I had homies call me from up there, tell me about it. Prisoners are so far still allowed visits from their attorneys, but visits from their family and friends have been placed on pause at MDC BOP officials said. But because that's what they do. You know what I mean? They shut it down so you can't get no visits because they don't want you in the visiting hall and you see your ops in the visiting hall because we ride. There was one of the homies, right, that he had a beef with a dude and he seen his mother in the visiting hall with his sister and his girl. And dude ran over there and spit a razor blade out his mouth and ripped his op's mother's face open. That's why I say don't get involved in the streets. It's not worth it because this is how it plays out. So we're not going to do that because we ain't trying to get you to go in prison, right? Mango said one of his clients who was also housed in the same floor as Cone.
I'm gonna piggyback off my pops too, though, because that's real talk. Like, unfortunately, when you in prison, of what I heard, it's like in reality, they actually do have lives on the outside, and a lot of people in there do have people that's their loved ones, and people that's actually riding and rocking with them. You know what I mean? So they're actually trying to behave so they could continue to have their weekly visits and so forth. You understand what I'm saying? So when you go put somebody on lockdown and they've been doing everything they needed to do, going to work, staying out of trouble, now you got them locked in, mad because they feel like they ain't even do anything and they still can't see their peoples, their child, whoever. You understand what I'm saying? And most of the time they're not even giving them the mail, like their mail, as I heard, because they just want to hold it back and be asses or whatever the case may be. But when they do finally let them out, opposed to like sliding their food inside and say, because I did hear a story one time, they let them out just to go have lunch, but they let them out by units to go eat lunch in the calf, opposed to them bringing it upstairs because I guess it was too much for them at that time. So when they let them go into the unit and go to the calf, excuse me, females was already 50 hot. because they can't see their peoples, and this is the room where they see their peoples when they come in this cafeteria. So now you got them coming in here eating. They looking at their ops from everywhere, left and right, where they probably let slide for how long, and now they seeing them, they mad. You understand? It's getting heated, bubbling, and I ain't talking about in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? So I do remember somebody told me about this female. She was real upset because she couldn't see her child, and it's already been 2 weeks. And I think she already had PTSD just for being in there not seeing her child. So when she seen this little white girl, excuse me, when she seen this girl that she already didn't like from another wing, the girl, she already felt like the girl was talking about it. Even if she wasn't, maybe she was tweaking, maybe she wasn't. But she knew that she felt like this girl needed to get touched. So she took that damn maroon tray, yes she did, and she clocked that girl right upside her head because at this point, I ain't seeing nobody anyway. Lock me up and let me be locked down by my damn self. I'm sitting here with these damn females, for, not me, like, you know what I mean? What they sitting here with these damn females for, and then you can't even see who they need to see. So, stories like that, things like that do happen. So it's messed up, but as much as people try to do what they got to do so they could still be able to be allowed their visits and their mail, these phone calls, their commissary, y'all got the audacity to lock them down for weeks at a time for some BS that somebody else did in a whole different unit. They're gonna be reacting when they go run into that person when you finally let them loose for a minute. Like, stop it! You can't even like do that.
Have had interactions with the disgraced bad boy mogul. Now he's a disgraced bad boy mogul. He haven't even had his day in court yet, and look how they putting him out. Man, y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up. All right, Diddy sightings. The prison consultant said Diddy has been seen playing a card game of spades and board games with other inmates. So when they're gonna put in this thing now when they go to judge, he's interacting well with others like he's on a vacation or a job. It was around the holiday time, so I believe he was as depressed as any other, guy that was there that couldn't be with their family because obviously they have restricted visits and how long they can be with someone and how many visitors they could have. So it's a depressing time during the holidays because I survived 26 and 27 holidays, in there. So it's a depressing time, but he was as friendly and cordial.
You know what? I'm actually gonna since I did hear in the comments, and I think I actually wrote a post, and I wanted to know how everybody, what they wanted to hear me talk more about or give more stories about or whatever the case may be. And I did hear you, and I am going to tell more stories about growing up with my father being a kingpin and not being around and how it affected me as a young child. And, even sometimes as a adult today, a mother, a woman, a wife. So, but I do want to give a story about him being away for the holidays for all them years because I got a lot of stories to tell, but there's one in particular I would actually like to, give a little more light to. So, we're gonna take this ride right now though, that's just for the, soon come. You already know what it is, but I got a nice little one I gotta tell you about that one.
As anyone else on that floor that was in those conditions, just so that you understand, you know. Now, they got Diddy in the detention center, so it's not a funny situation to be in, but they all look around and say in their opinions, a mockery, right? A mockery of justice. It is that they are here because it hasn't sunk in yet that they're still pre-sentence, pre-trial. So there's a lot of optimism still that they hold on to. In other words, they holding on to faith, they holding on to hope, they holding on to all that. You know what I mean? Just so you understand, because they got them all in there, high profile. They put them all on the same place. So it's not a although Combs, right? Although Combs, hold up.
Look at him.
Where's that? Where we at? Although Combs is still awaiting trial and was denied bail and his charges and all that, Mangoli said prison consultant like him would be wise to prepare for the worst scenario. In other words, they tell him to prepare, to get punished. You know what I mean? Get sentenced to that multiple life sentences. Mango said if Combs were to be found guilty, the safest place to house a high-profile inmate would be in Tucson, Arizona, where he would have the opportunity to live his life. So they're already planning on finding Diddy guilty and sending him to Tucson. You see how they move it? So now they said that USP Tucson has a dedicated area for prisoners convicted of sexual offense that has a high level of protection. If I were consulting him, should he be found guilty, I would be working with his legal team to get him to the best facility based upon his sentence. Now, they're already planning on sending him to a facility. They're not even looking at there's a chance of this man beating the case, and that's what's so sad. The strategy is to get him the most amount of freedom as quickly as possible is something that would want to work out in his behavior, in his favor. But first and foremost, if found guilty, where to get him to a place that he's safe, that his family knows he's safe, so that he can then institute whatever strategies he can put into place for him to be given better circumstances to try and win an appeal. So they're already plotting Diddy going down with an appeal. But I want y'all to understand that when they have these these riots in the jail and these lockdowns in the jail, it don't matter what area or what unit they have it in, they lock down the whole jail. They put everybody gets locked down in that jail. I was in ADX, so we riding. I was in ADX in 96, 97, right? And when I was there, USP Colorado, they had a big war going on with the California MA and the Texas MA. I spoke about that at Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories. Go check out my prison story videos. But I was there when they had, that on-site beef with each other, and they locked down ADX because ADX is on the complex with the USP, and the USP got locked down. So they was locked in the cell for a month, and we was locked in for a month. It's crazy because while we locked in there for the month, keep in mind, we locked in and can't get our hour record day. Normally we go outside for an hour a day with everybody on the tier. We look forward with being with everybody is how it was when we was in ADX. But when they had a problem over at the USP Colorado, ADX Supermac in Florence, Colorado, that was on the same complex, they would also be locked down. But now Diddy to get into Diddy. Where Diddy's at now, they might let him out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to take a shower, use the phone, and make a quick phone call, and they give you 15 minutes. If you're lucky, you get 30 minutes for that. That's called modified lockdown. But at the same time, that's where only person's allowed to come see him is his attorney. So, that's where we at. Family members, friends, all that can't see him. So only thing you have to look forward to during these 23-hour lockdown is Monday to Friday after 4 o'clock count when they bring that mail. That mail call means so much to you. So if you know someone that's in prison that you love, I'm advising you to just take out a piece of paper and write, thinking about you, I love you, I miss you, and just put it in the thing. If you need a stamp, I got plenty of stamps. I can give you all some stamps so you can mail them to your people and just send them that one line on a piece of paper, and that would lift their spirits so much. We just want to hear our name called at mail call. All my people that been in prison, the state, the feds, or wherever, you know what that feeling is like when you get your name called at mail call. But while they got the riot and all that going on there, even the mail gets delayed. Sometimes 2 days, they might bring it at 11 o'clock, so you staying up all night waiting on the mail like you waiting to go to a concert or something. But all you waiting on to see if you got any mail. Police walk by, stop at every other cell, put a little mail on the letter, and then he walk by your cell and your hopes is crushed. Damn, nobody loved me. Nobody thinking about me. And then before he walk off the stair, he stop and say, oh, Unique, here, I got something for you. And then your life light up again. This is what we're trying to prevent, man. You having to be looking forward to mail. You know, could you believe that? You're looking forward to mail. This man, after all this money, $68 million yacht, now his biggest joy is looking for mail and mail call. Been on here long enough. Subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel, Juanita Mecca Audio, Unique Mecca Audio TV. Unique Mecca Audio Prison Story and Mecca Audio TV. All right?
All right, Joe. Let me say this. I used to write my father every day when I was younger, and as I got older, it gradually stopped, and I didn't really understand the drastic and the importance of me not writing and of me writing. You understand what I'm saying? So he is right. Please write your loved ones, anybody that's going away. Show that love, even if you're not a writer. Just send a card with a little love you, a little quick, some pictures, something for them to kick their head up. You know what I mean? Everybody needs something to look forward to come home, regardless if they have a home or not. Feel me? Now, as he said, like, subscribe, hit that bell. Juanita Mecca Audio, Unique Mecca Audio, Unique Prison Stories. And I want to actually say this because Lord knows I have changed, but respectfully, this is a free channel, meaning I'm going to speak my speak, I'm going to talk my talk, I'm going to say what I say, and I'm going to say what I want to say when I want to say it, as so my father is unique. So respectfully, because I know we all learned at a young age, and I'm going to try to speak as right as possible because I'm on YouTube. You feel me? So I'm going to respect all guidelines, and, I'm a respectful person, and I don't want to ever come off as I'm not being respectful. But we all learned at a young age, regardless if your mother told you, your teacher, your grandmother, your grandfather, whoever. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. As I said, this is a love and a free channel. Hear me? Please don't come in my comments, because my comments is basically my home right here, right? Please don't come in my comments and say anything disrespectful, regardless of your feeling on what my father said, what I said. Don't say anything disrespectful about my pops. Don't say anything disrespectful about me. Respectfully, I don't go to your home, I don't go to your page, and I don't disrespect you or your peoples. Now, do I? As I said, I'm a character. I like to have fun. I like to, you know what I mean? All that. But please, don't get me with this, because I don't want to have to, like, this is love. Respect. You know what I mean? This is all fun.
Mecca what? Mecca Audio!
You feel me? You on my channel. You don't want to hear what's being said. Respectfully unsubscribe. Or just don't watch. I only want people that's happy. I want your opinions, yes, but please don't be disrespectful and belittle anyone in the process, because I don't even do that when I'm speaking in my videos, and my father doesn't either. So let's be respectful. All love. You already know what it is. Juanita Mecca Audio. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. Shh. Thank you for taking this round. Like, subscribe to my father. You know what it is. But we about to get up out of here. Thank you for watching me.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about the man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio.